your 4D chest with the feds. 4K was in way over his head. They hate when a nigga money stretched to his grandkids. The problem ain't never been the bread, but where to stash it. In the last 2 years, they put pressure on Panama, open all Swiss accounts.
Yeah, what's up, black people? Welcome to another unlawful arrest prevention video. On this channel, we analyze crowdsourced videos of traffic stops and arrests in order to educate citizens on the ways that law enforcement officers may break legal protocol. Watching videos of traffic stops and arrests helps us see the tactics and tricks that cops most often use to execute the unlawful arrest of a black person. By understanding their strategies, we can develop our own, which allows us to punish them financially later by bringing civil rights lawsuits and winning large payouts. This traffic stop took place on January 1st, 2023 in Bloomington, Minnesota, a suburb only 10 miles south of Minneapolis. The dishonest cop in this video is Officer Jack Loughrey of the Bloomington Police Department, and the victim of this unconstitutional stop is Rickey Eugene Pouncil. As you will see in the video, Officer Loughrey illegally harasses, detains, and then searches the victim's car under the pretext of a traffic stop for which he is unable to even cite a traffic violation to begin with. The victim is forced to stand on the side of a highway at night in snowy weather reported to be less than 5 degrees in some areas for almost 30 minutes. Despite the extreme physical discomfort of standing in the 5-degree weather with no jacket, the victim remains cooperative and calm. The officers, searching for any excuse to arrest him, repeatedly accuse him of acting suspicious and refuse to let him get back in his warm car until the victim finally, out of desperation, capitulates to the cops' aggressive and repeated demands for consent to search the vehicle. The victim, knowing he has nothing illegal in the car, decides to just consent to a search and get the whole terrible situation over with, as he realizes it may be the only escape from both the freezing cold and the cops' endless questioning. Of course, the crooked cops find nothing but a bag of workout supplements from GNC. He then uses the vitamin capsules as reason to investigate further in his desperate attempt to manufacture cause for an arrest. Clearly, the cop was hoping to either find something illegal in the car and arrest the driver for that, or if he couldn't find anything, he wanted to provoke the victim to react with anger and frustration so that he could arrest him for behaving threateningly towards a police officer. Fortunately, the victim kept his cool and therefore still has a case to bring forth a police misconduct lawsuit. As you will also hear, the cop refers to the victim's physical appearance several times when speaking to other officers, whether it be his partner or over the radio. At multiple points, the officer, Jack Loughrey, references the way the victim looks as justification for his suspicion. In this cop's lily-white Minnesotan mind, the victim fits the drug dealer criminal stereotype to a T. He's big and black with a tatted head, but doesn't play for the Timberwolves or the Vikings. Any black person in America could tell you the victim was no criminal within 10 seconds of meeting or talking to him. 10 seconds or less probably.
The main topic we will cover in this video are some tactics cops, especially in northern states, will use to unconstitutionally trick a black driver into consenting to an illegal search during an unlawful stop.
Before we get into it, here are the disclaimers. 1. I'm not an attorney. Please contact an attorney if you have an urgent legal matter. If you need help finding an attorney in your area, please submit a claim through unlawfularrestprevention.org and we'll do our best to help you find representation. 2. Unlawful arrest prevention and any videos associated with it are not for the criminally minded and are intended to help ensure legal recourse for citizens who become the victims of a civil rights violation. 3. Never, under any circumstances, tell a police officer that you are going to sue him during the course of a traffic stop or arrest.
Incident assigned.
And how's it going? Do you have your driver's license, proof of insurance? I got you. Reason why I stopped you, I just saw you on the center lane there for a little bit. Want to make sure you don't get me driving.
You guys, I mean, I'm watching traffic. We have people with no headlights.
Yeah.
Pass me. You decide to stop me.
Where you head to tonight? Going home? You still in Egan?
First of all, the cop pulls over the victim for driving too safely, slightly below the speed limit in the center lane. Thus, the cop has already, within the first few seconds, admitted on body camera that this individual has committed no traffic violation or crime. As you can hear, the victim explains to the cop that he was driving with an abundance of caution, as one should at night during snowy weather and below freezing temperatures. As anyone who lives in a state like Minnesota knows, nearly invisible ice can easily form on the roads, and thousands of accidents happen yearly due to drivers spinning out of control after speeding over ice. The driver then hands over his valid license and proper documentation for the rental car.
Where's my proof?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Where's my proof?
I got you. Is this a rental car?
Yeah.
Is this the rental agreement, or is this just the... Do you have the rental agreement?
I don't have the revised one,
No?
but I rent them. I mean, I have a rental agreement with them.
Oh,
One of my sponsors.
gotcha.
Still wonder why you saw me.
Like I said, I was going to tell you a ways back, but the radio has been bouncing all crazy. Like I couldn't get on the air until we got here. So this is a little bit safer spot. It's not when we get hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? Your license all valid and everything like that? All good to go, right? With valid license and everything? I'm just asking. I'm going to run you a second. I just want to make sure. Okay. Anytime, man. I'll be back.
The cop now runs the license and it comes back valid. However, the cop has already decided to arrest a black man simply because, as he states multiple times on camera, he thinks he looks scary. But cops in general are always looking for the easiest way to get an arrest, simply because, as would be the case among any concentrated, isolated group of low intelligence, low paid, low self-esteem, low barrier to entry workers, they are extremely lazy. So the license comes back valid, and the next thing the cop does is plug the driver's info into a criminal database to see if he has a record. I want you to remember why this is always the second thing a cop will do when stopping a black driver. A cop can't arrest you just because they pulled you over and they find out you were convicted of a past crime. That's not how the law works, and that's not why they search for the criminal record immediately. Cops do this because they are actively trying to gauge how vulnerable your place in society is relative to theirs, and whether they can get away with manufacturing an unlawful arrest. Like I said, they see it as their job to make arrests, and being lazy workers, cops are looking for the path of least resistance to an arrest, and this they see as a black man with a criminal record. As a rule, cops believe that black men with past criminal records will not bring complaints against them, and therefore it is when they encounter a black man with a criminal record that cops become eager to most aggressively and destructively overstep the rule of law, to which they are constitutionally bound. To any black people watching who may have a criminal record, do not let your past be the reason you refrain from filing a lawsuit if the police violate your constitutional rights.
License status valid. License status valid. NCIC person clear.
Hey there.
Jack, what's going on?
It's an interesting one. Rental car.
140 status.
4876. Can you send me a crim history? The name of the notes. Rental car, pretty distinct reaction to my presence, and then going like 55 in middle lane, with this dude's picture.
So the cop tells the other officer that the driver was not cooperative. That's a lie. And then says, look at this dude's picture. He is trying to show the other officer that the man is big and black and has tattoos on his bald head. I won't pause the video every time he does it, but throughout the video, Officer Loughrey repeatedly says things like, look at this guy, or do you see how he looks? Well, this is how Officer Loughrey looks. One would think that Officer Loughrey, looking the way he does, would be more committed than the average person to creating a society in which we do not judge each other for our physical appearances or for how photogenic we are not. It is in no American citizen's interest to tolerate policing that allows officers to use physical appearance as an indicator of criminality. The Constitution guarantees all of us equal treatment under the law, regardless of what we look like. Officer Loughrey sees a black man with head tattoos, which, as you will see if you keep watching, he can't help but repeatedly refer to when asked why he thinks the driver is suspicious. Officer Loughrey is not self-aware enough to realize that the pendulum could easily swing the other way in a society that allows this type of policing. Imagine if police departments were predominantly black, made up of officers who were slightly more intelligent and had more world perspective. They might decide that people who look like Officer Jack Loughrey are more likely to be creeps or perverts or cognitively impaired. That is not the type of country any of us want to live in, and a talented lawyer would be able to make that point clear to the jury. We want to live in a country where we are judged on our actions, not our looks. A talented lawyer would argue to a jury that even though the victim was not physically injured during this illegal stop, there is a greater danger at stake. The danger of condoning police behavior that undermines the very principles of fair justice that up until now have kept political organization, for the most part, historically peaceful.
He wasn't really cooperative with me at all. Didn't want to tell me where he was coming, where he was going. And let's see. Could be just because he's been pulled over a lot. But it could be just because he's probably been pulled over a bunch. But
Anything out like MRAP or anything?
just PA courts. Conviction of a felony of coercion. So in 2010, and nothing since then. So I don't know. That's like traffic stuff, but nothing else. So just gonna do a quick 25 check, and who knows. There's some luggage in the back seat too.
Just what?
Like a couple bags in the trunk area. But just from PA courts and like everything like that, nothing too crazy that I can see. So who knows? That Tyler Mills guy, I went to high school with him.
Did you?
Yeah. He's a good dude. He was probably was it a DK or?
No, that's the thing. Like, he didn't see him intoxicated or anything. So
What's he in custody for?
He just got a tag. He was tagged for reckless driving. And
Oh
that's
no.
it. Well, I was always confused about the perimeter and everything. I was like, don't we only have like a driving offense right now? You know?
Yeah. Interesting. Egan wrote a misinfo on this guy that I can't read. on, dispatch.
Status 6 that is in your email.
Okay. Of course, I gotta download the fucking app.
What's that?
Of course, I gotta re-download. Or it's
Oh, I know. It always happens on my work, my work.
right when I need it too. Up against the clock a little bit.
Traffic.
Come on.
Traffic. Go ahead. 774-296. Go trigger.
Alright, here we go.
The cop is desperately looking for a reason to turn this already unlawful traffic stop into an investigation. He is looking for anything he can use to further inconvenience the driver, perhaps to incite him into resisting or acting in a manner that the cop can say was threatening. The cop has already pulled up his criminal record and sees that he was convicted of a crime 13 years ago but has broken no law since. That, however, is still enough of a boost for this cop. Officer Loughrey is now looking up Minnesota state statutes on his work phone to see if he can twist any of them into giving him justification to remove the driver and search his car. It doesn't matter if the statutes, read correctly, say that the officer must allow the driver to be on his way. Cops often read at a third grade level, and that means they aren't really ever reading anyways. More accurately, they are looking for words they recognize and can use in a sentence so that they can figure out how to better lie in order to make their search seem lawful under the totality of the circumstances. Always remember, cops are allowed to lie, but you are allowed to refuse to answer their questions or to talk to them whatsoever. You also are allowed to, and always should, refuse consent to a search of your vehicle.
Go ahead. Out of Alabama, Tom Nora, 358-718. I'll take respect. Okay.
It's federal time. Alright, he didn't seem super cooperative, so I'm just gonna pull him out and try to talk him out here. I'm gonna go this way. Ricky, right? Alright, hey Ricky, I got no intention of writing any tickets. I'm gonna talk to you back here for a quick second. We'll get you out of here, alright? I should talk to you back here. Just about your coming and going. I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Right here, as you have all heard, the officer asked the victim to get out of his car, but before doing so says, "I have no intention of writing you any ticket." Therefore, in this situation, the driver should have simply said, "Being that I have broken no laws, am I detained or am I free to go?" This forces the cop to either officially detain you by forcing him to literally say you are detained, or allow you to leave. If the cop says you are free to go, you can leave. If the cop says you are detained, he has assisted you with your future lawsuit, so long as you remain calm, because he will be unable to give a legitimate reason in court for detaining a driver after literally telling him he hasn't even committed a traffic violation.
I just want to clear up some things, that's it. I'm asking you to get out of the car. Well, the thing is, I don't really need a reason. I know. No, I don't. I'm badge 363. Like I said, man, I'm just trying to clear up some things.
What are you trying to clear up?
You're coming and going. You don't want to talk to me. I'm trying to talk to you man to man. Okay, sorry, it's in your eyes.
What is your badge?
Badge 363. All right. So I just want to talk to you back here, back to your car. I'll get you all the information in a second, man. 363. Officer Loughrey. I know, man. I'm not going to try to keep you out there any longer than I have to. Do me a favor. Can you just come around the front here? Thank you. That'd be great.
This is an important point. The cop has asked the driver to get out of the car, and the driver cooperates. Often, on the UAP Instagram, viewers will DM us and ask us whether the cops are legally allowed to ask you various questions. Legally ask is a meaningless phrase. The cops can legally ask you anything a private citizen can ask you. They can legally ask you to get out of your car. They can legally ask you to sit on the ground. They can legally ask you where you are going or what you do for a living. However, you can legally refuse to answer. At this point, the driver should have done a few things differently. First, if the officer asks you to get out of the car for no specific reason, you can repeat the prepared phrase, "Am I detained or am I free to go? Are you requesting I exit the vehicle under threat of arrest? If I refuse to get out of my car, are you going to arrest me?" Repeat that calmly until you get a straight answer. Second, before you get out of the car, make sure that you roll up the windows and lock the doors before exiting. If you suspect the cops are definitely going to arrest you, it may even be smart to leave your keys inside of the locked car. Doing this makes it so that the cops will be forced to break into your car if they want to search it illegally, which will increase your legal settlement if a lawsuit is filed. Third, the moment you are forced to step out of your car for no specific reason, as the victim was here, you must remember two more prepared statements. The second you exit your car, you say the first one as many times as necessary to make sure every officer hears and that it is captured audibly on any body camera. And that statement is, "I do not consent to a search of my person or my vehicle. I do not consent to a search of my person or my vehicle." Then, in response to whatever the cop says after that, "I do not feel comfortable answering any more questions without a lawyer present." Again, "I do not feel comfortable answering any more questions without a lawyer present." From this point on, if you speak, you really shouldn't be saying anything other than exactly that.
And we'll come back over here. I'll walk over here. You just want to go back to my partner there, so we're in the middle of traffic or anything like that. So we can go between my car and your car? All right. Hey, I know it's cold out here. You might feel the need to put your hands in your pockets. I'll either ask you to put your hands out of your pockets, or I can either pat you down for your safety.
Pat me down, whatever you want.
Okay. So the reason why I'm trying to talk to you out here is because when I tried talking to you the first time, you didn't seem super. Like I tried asking you where you're coming and going. You know, you said you're headed where? Back home?
I'm going home.
And is home Egan?
No, I have a house over here, man. I mean, all those questions are really not necessary.
The cop is lying to the victim's face. He keeps saying to the victim that he was uncooperative, but we all saw that that was not the case. And even if it were, in this context, being uncooperative is not even illegal. Thus, the victim is absolutely correct. Those questions are the definition of unnecessary. However, that also means answering or engaging with them is unnecessary. At this point, the best thing to do is to continuously repeat the phrases, "I do not consent to a search of my person or my vehicle," and "I do not feel comfortable answering any more questions without a lawyer present." Also, the victim has a phone in his hand but isn't filming. Since he has a phone on him, he should also film, as the cops may try to lose this body cam footage later.
Again,
I mean, can I get your? I need your number.
yeah, no, I'm just
number,
trying to basically. So you said you're going home?
I'm going home. Period.
Where is your address at home? It's not. You said it's not Egan.
No, it's not Egan.
Where can you tell me?
I have an address over here.
Address over here.
Well, you can follow me if you want.
I don't want to follow
you. You know, it's like you're harassing me.
I'm not trying to harass you.
Yes, you are. I mean, I haven't did anything.
I'm not trying to harass you.
You searched me. I haven't did nothing.
I didn't search you. I just patted you
Yes,
down.
you did. You patted me down. I need your information too. Can you have a card on
I'm just
you?
asking these questions. So
Go ahead, ask me the question.
So you said over here is
Yeah,
it like
over there. I have a house in Bloomington.
in Bloomington.
Yeah, but I don't need to give you my address.
Okay,
Any black person in America can see that this is a regular, educated, middle-aged health and fitness enthusiast, not a criminal. The cop, however, is questioning him with the hopes that he will say something that he can spin as suspicious. Therefore, there is nothing the victim can say that will make it stop. Again, to every single question the racist officer asked, the victim should have repeated, "I do not feel comfortable answering any more questions without a lawyer present." Nothing else is worth the risk of saying it, as the cops may spin it a way that damages your lawsuit.
My address is right here.
where were you coming from?
Coming from Lifetime Fitness.
Lifetime Fitness?
Yeah.
Which one?
In Egan.
In Egan?
Edina.
Edina.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do for work?
What do you mean what I do for work? I have my own business.
What do you do for your business?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you had this rental car for?
I keep this rental car the whole year.
And then last thing, what's up with the bags? Is it like workout bag?
Yeah, it's workout bags back there.
Workout bags?
Yeah.
And how many bags are there?
I don't know, 3 or 4. It's workout bags.
Let me ask you this: is there anything illegal in the car?
No.
Is there any?
No, it's nothing illegal. It's no guns. None of that shit, man. It's cold out here.
No marijuana.
No, I don't smoke marijuana.
No cocaine.
No. I don't do drugs.
Methamphetamine.
Dude, I do not do drugs. What's your name?
I'm Officer Loughrey.
Officer Loughrey. I'm not sure why you're harassing me.
I'm not trying to harass
Yes,
you.
you are.
The reason why-
You have me in the fucking cold.
Can I try to
haven't
explain-
did anything.
Can I try to explain to you my reasonable suspicions?
You can.
Try to explain everything to you
Okay,
right
but
now?
I'm just
Okay.
saying, what's the
You
reason?
haven't really been super cooperative with me, man. I understand people don't like to
I
keep all
have
the
your.
time.
You got my
Hold on,
license,
let me-
man.
let
It's
me
cold
talk.
as fuck
Here,
outside.
You can have it back. You can have it back.
It's cold
The reason why I'm
outside.
asking you these things is I want to confirm or dispel any possible suspicions that I may have. Okay.
That's fine.
You haven't been super talking with me.
I'll have my
Like I said.
attorney contact you, Amar.
Okay. You haven't been super cooperative with me, all that stuff.
Bro.
And you don't really want to talk to me. It's fine. But I just want to scratch all these
Okay.
boxes. Okay.
Scratch
so
all
there's
the
nothing
boxes.
illegal in the car.
No.
Okay.
No.
You have the right to say no. You have the right to say yes.
I said no. Period.
No what?
No, it's nothing. Dude,
Different
I
question.
want to. It's cold out here, and you have me out here for no reason. You don't have proper cause. No, you don't.
You keep cutting me off, man. Okay, let's get to this point here. My intention right now is I want to search your car to confirm or dispel any suspicion.
What
that I
are
may
you
have.
searching my car?
Hold on.
I'm telling you, no, you can't
You don't
search
want
my
to.
car.
Okay, that's fine. What I'm gonna do.
This is the most important part of the video, and this is where I want everyone to pay close attention. It is 5 degrees, and the driver keeps repeating how cold he is. We are going to unpack the tactic the cop uses here. Many cops in northern states where winters can be harsh use this same tactic. It's called freezing out. Right here, the cop says, "My intention is I want to search the car." In response, the driver clearly says, "I'm telling you no, you can't search my car." Therefore, he has not given consent. However, it is no secret to police departments in the northernmost states that by and large, African Americans are highly sensitive to cold temperatures. Personally speaking, I can honestly say that in my family, we have a strong aversion to cold weather. Freezing out is one tactic employed by unscrupulous police officers that exploits this, and you're about to watch it unfold right now.
Right now is going to call my K9, see if there's going to alert
That's
them.
fine if that's what you want to do,
Okay.
but you're doing it for no reason.
You have-
I don't have nothing in the car.
Okay.
Nothing.
You have the right now. You can hang out right here on the bumper of my car. You can lay in the back of my seat of my car with the windows down, with the door open, whatever you want.
Dude,
whatever you feel more
just
comfortable with.
search the car if that's going to make you happy. I don't care. Can we just get on with this?
Yes, we can. And I don't want you to feel like I'm.
You're very harassing me. Search the
So-
car. I have nothing in the car.
Hold on. If you're gonna give me consent to search your car now, I want to make sure I'm not trying to coerce you into it. I want
All
you to
I'm
know that
saying, it's cold
Yep,
out here. I don't want to be in the car. I can get in the car.
Okay.
You have no reason to detain me.
Okay, so let me get so we're on the same page. You're saying that I have the right to search your car.
Yeah, but you have no reason to detain me because I haven't did anything.
Okay.
You You have me in the cold. Yep. What I'm trying to say to you.
Ricky, you keep cutting me off. It's going to just keep taking this longer. You have the right to take away your consent anytime. If you don't want me to do it, you don't have to.
I just said yes.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do.
Hang out here with my partner. I don't want to keep carrying longer than I have to. We'll get you going, okay?
Will you not tear the whole car up?
Yes, sir.
The driver, only seconds ago, clearly states that he does not consent to a search of his vehicle. The cop immediately tells him that, in that case, he will have to wait until a K-9 unit comes before he can get back in his car. This leaves the victim with only two choices if he maintains his position that he does not consent to a search. He can wait in the police car, which is a bad idea. Getting into the back of a police car is like doing half the cop's work for him. The victim's only other option is to stand in the freezing 5-degree weather and wait for a K-9 unit to show up, which could take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, or longer. K-9 unit officers train their dogs to falsely alert for drugs, which means that whenever the K-9 does show up, the officer will be able to search his car anyways. The cop puts him in this desperate situation and gets exactly what he wanted. Desperate to escape the cold and unwilling to stand outside for an indeterminate amount of time waiting for the K-9 unit, the victim tells the cops to search the car and get it over with. Freezing out is a means of deliberately placing black civilians in a state of duress in order to coerce them to waive their constitutional rights and consent to illegal searches. Black people's genetic makeup evolved in Africa over hundreds of thousands of years, where for countless millennia advanced metropolitan civilizations flourished in warm climates where food and other life-giving resources were ever abundant. White people evolved more recently in cold, unforgiving, and harsh climates where food and shelter were scarce. Therefore, they are largely more tolerant to cold. Many white people simply cannot understand that standing in 5-degree weather wearing nothing but a hoodie amounts to a literal form of physical torture for black people. The cops here, however, do understand, and they are using it as a tool of coercion.
I'm sorry, what?
I just want to make sure it's unlocked.
Okay, thank you.
As you can see, the cop is tearing his car apart. The cop is willing to literally turn the victim's car upside down to find something he can use for an arrest. Growing increasingly desperate to find something illegal, the officer finally gets what he's looking for, a Ziploc bag of pills. However, these pills are clearly vitamin supplements, which the driver says he purchased from GNC. But the officer will now attempt to use these vitamin capsules to justify all of his illegal behavior and perhaps get an arrest. If you are black and have any kind of medications or supplements in your car, it is always best to keep them in their original packaging. That way, you can avoid being subjected to the trickery and manipulation that the cop tries to employ next.
Self-made, is that the brand?
One of the brand.
One of them?
What's the other brand?
What do you mean what's the other brand?
That's one of them.
Self-made. It's just a self-made. It's all the brand.
I got it. I thought you meant the
Alright, we're just about done here, man. Last question. The like the bag of pills, whatever it is, like I was in the, I think it was
Vitamins?
your
Or,
bag.
yeah,
What kind
vitamins.
of, do you know what kind of, what, like,
No, I
brand
don't.
name
You
they
can
are?
take them if you want.
I don't want to take them, I just want to know, you know, like the brand name
I don't
for
know.
them?
Name them.
You don't know the name of them?
No.
What kind of vitamins are they?
Just vitamins.
Just random vitamins?
Yeah, it's vitamins.
Like, can you help me understand like what kind of
They're
vitamins?
just vitamin C's as far as I know.
The stupid cop is about to type in vitamin C capsule on Google as if only one company makes them, or as if each type of vitamin has its own distinct look once in pill form. Nonetheless, the cop here is questioning the driver about the vitamins in a last-ditch effort to get any kind of incriminating statement from him. That is why you always repeat the phrase, "I do not feel comfortable answering any more questions without a lawyer present."
Vitamin C capsules?
Yeah. Like I told you, it's nothing illegal.
Well, like I said, man, I'd show no. Just vitamin C capsules.
That's all they are.
Do you know where you got them from?
GNC. I don't remember the date.
Well, I don't need to know the dish. No idea what kind of brand name they would be, or
No, I do not.
so I'm looking. I'm trying to figure out what they would be. You know?
You can take them if you want, man. You can get them analyzed. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, I don't want to take anything from you if it's not any. You know? 1 second.
As you can see, the cop is really unwilling to give up. He goes back to inspect the pills and then even goes to look inside a water bottle. Eventually realizing that he can't trick this victim into an arrest, the cops allow him to leave. Before we end the video, one final reminder. Never tell a cop you plan to sue them. Let them find out once the lawsuit is initiated. That way they don't have time to lose or edit the body cam footage or audio. Also, remember to continuously repeat, I do not consent to a search of my vehicle. Thank you for tuning in to another unlawful arrest prevention video. You can always reach out to us at uap@unlawfularrestprevention.org if you have an attorney to refer to us, if you need help finding representation in your state, or if you would like to submit a video for us to analyze.
All right, man, I'm not going to worry about them. I could be a fool and it could be something, or they could be good vitamins, so.
You got a card on you?
I do.
Thank you.
Do you want me to try to explain it to you anymore right now? Or
Let my attorney contact you guys.
Okay.
All I need is your card.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Any questions?
No.
All right. Have a great night. You're free to go.
You too.
No taking nothing like that, all right?
They hate when a nigga money stretched to his grandkids. The problem ain't never been the bread, but with a stash in the last 2 years. They put pressure on Panama, open on Swiss accounts. It'd be a cold day in hell before I leave my funds in the hands of the aliens. The world was at peace till we was tricked by barbarians.